Hello there everybody, I'm very happy to see you here. Today we're going to be talking about GW number 9. And if you know what GW is, then you can go to the first video in my GW video series. And anyway, today what we are going to be talking about is how to not let anybody, including yourself, to attack yourself. Yeah, because sometimes even you yourself can attack like your ego can attack yourself, emotionally I'm speaking about. And again, if you would like to skip to the summary section or maybe the most significant points of this video, then again you can find them either all around me or in the description box below or in the progress bar below. And first of all, what I'd like to say is that these exercises are based purely on imagination. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm asking you to do, is just to imagine some things. And imagination is very often underestimated by people. People think that, oh, imagination is just for children, when in actuality that's not the case. Actually, we're imagining things all the time, maybe unconsciously, and maybe we don't even understand that we're doing this, but actually this is exactly what is happening. An example could be, for example, well, let's say you're in a party, and then you're thinking that somebody is looking at you like in a weird way, For example, you imagine that they are judging you or thinking that you are not the person that you actually are. That might be an illusion because maybe in his country or her country, this is completely acceptable. This type of face is completely normal. Whereas in your country, this is considered rude, or at least weird. So anyway, imagination is also powerful because our mind does not understand the difference between what's real and what's imagined. You can just, again, just like in that case, in that example, you can just imagine that somebody is judging you and then you're reacting exactly as if they are judging you, when in fact that maybe is not the case. So your body does not need it to be like factually true. It can be just imagined in your head, and you can imagine what you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. You can imagine all of these different possible combinations, and then your body is going to react accordingly. It's really strange how it works, but this is how it works. You don't need to physically be there. And this is exactly why when we're going to the movie theater, let's say, and you're watching a movie, and then guess what? You're feeling these emotions as if you're there, as if you're the main character. Why? Because our mind does not understand and sometimes forgets that this is not reality. This is just something like an illusion, So we can use this to our advantage, and let's start with our first tool. I'm gonna have 2 tools for you. And the first tool that I would recommend you to use, imagine a bowl, right? Like this type of thing, And so anyway, how to use this? You don't need a real one, of course, but just imagining is enough. And so anyway, when some person, for example, when you feel that somebody is trying to attack you emotionally, just tell you something nasty, for example, or even not another person, but even yourself, because sometimes you might have flashbacks, or sometimes self-judgment you might have, and then you can imagine them as these laser beams, They are just trying to attack you, and what you can imagine is just this bowl. Well, not this, but just whatever bowl you want. You can create a different shapes. Well, not different shapes. I mean, not a square, for example, but whatever color you want. And you can just imagine this this beam, going right in one of the sides, and then it just gently goes towards the opposite end. So it's a thing that allows it to gently go inside of it and then go right back. And imagine yourself actually having a big number of them. Let's say, for example, you have a specific type of aura, aura that has a big, actually an infinite amount of these types of balls, yeah, and they are activated whenever somebody is attacking you. Wouldn't it be kind of cool? So every single time when somebody is attacking you from the back, for example, from the right, from the left, yeah, it does not really matter because your aura is right, like around you. And then whenever they attack you, you can just imagine having this ball, yeah, just deflecting it, yeah, just gently guiding it. It's like Aikido, yeah. Just somebody is trying to punch you, but then you are just using their own power against themselves, yeah, and just gently leading them to, you know, to neutralize them. So this is exactly what you can do with the beam, and you're just imagining it. And for me, like in my experience, this really works, and I don't feel as much attacked. I don't take it personally, and I don't have to remember it for a very long time. So literally, from now on, you can imagine yourself having this aura with these balls that are, you know, invisible, but they get activated whenever somebody attacks you. Yeah, so that they are not able to attack you. Even yourself, even your own ego is not going to be able to attack you anymore, because this is what you're going to be doing. You're just imagining. And yeah, actually, if we talk about this, then, you know, ego, when we are remembering, where we're having flashbacks, this is also imagination. We're imagining ourselves being whatever 10 years ago, and then again fighting with this person, yeah, or when we are saying that, oh, you are unworthy, this is also imagination. Because if we are challenging this type of belief, then we're going to see that it's based on nothing, based literally on what? It has no fundament if you start to question it. And you can just use this deflection mechanism, that the new mechanism that you already have right now. And you're going to see how easier it is going to be for you to just let it go. All right, so moving on to tool number 2. This is going to be all about the moving hologram. So imagine that there are holograms, right? And when these people are trying to attack you, for example, then you can see it from the, you know, from an observer type of position. And when you do this, you're just imagining this movie, yeah, this hologram, because it's not real. It's real only when you go inside of it, yeah? But before this, before you are entering inside of it and you're just observing it, just being the third person, so to speak, then it does not affect you and it's not even real, yeah? So that's why it's a hologram. It's not reality. It's reality only when you let it be reality. So when you see this type of scene, when somebody is yelling at you, yeah, and you're just imagining seeing him from the other side, and just imagining like there's like a wave, holographic or like a hologram wave, yeah, that is going right here, and you are not entering inside of it, but you're also not shielding yourself against it. You don't fight with it, you don't anything, you're just observing it, and you're just letting it be. Like you're literally saying, okay, I see that you are here. I give you the permission to exist, but that doesn't mean that I need to be inside of you. Yeah, this is just, you can exist just like I can also exist. We don't have to be together. And like the more you are observing it, the easier it is for you to let it go. Actually, you are not even going to need to let it go. It's just going to go by itself. It's basically like a cloud. It's just going to be there for a while, but if you don't interact with it, if you just ignore it, if you just treat it as something unimportant, yeah? Yeah, importance is a big thing. The more important you think something is, the more you enter inside the picture. And then the harder it is going to be for you to not take things personally and not get affected by it. But when you are not having that much importance, when you consciously lower it down, because it's always a possibility, you always have this choice. It's not that, you know, some things are important by default and some things are not important. That's in our mind. This is what we created. This is just, again, imagination. We're just imagining that something is more important than other things. But if we really think about it, if we really ask ourselves, like, is it really, really that important? Including ourselves. Are we that important if we think about it? Probably not so much. And by the way, when you're not thinking that you're important, then other people are not going to be able to upset you because you're not important, right? They are upsetting an unimportant person. That's another trick for you. And that is not to say that you are not important in the sense that you don't have value as a human being. No, no, no. You have value as a human being, but when you are thinking that, oh, I'm such an important person, then you're always, subconsciously you're going to be trying to defend yourself all the time when some people are not going to be affirming the fact that you are important, which is importance that you actually created in your mind. You can just let it go. And when you let go of this self-importance, then guess what? You become invulnerable. Yeah? Nobody is able to touch you anymore because you are not important. So again, you just noticed this hologram, yeah, that is happening right in front of you. And for example, when your ego is trying to attack you, when it's like they say, like, you are your own worst enemy. So that means that your ego is trying to bring you down. And when your ego is trying to bring you down, you just imagine it on a film, yeah, on a movie, like in a movie theater. And then you're just watching this movie, this hologram that is happening. And you're not entering, and you're being an observer. And when you're an observer, suddenly it's not that important anymore. And when it's not important anymore, guess what? You are able to analyze it more properly. You are able to be more grounded. You're able to take better decisions and to not be affected by it and to be invulnerable. Because you understand that ultimately it doesn't really matter. Just like in a movie, even if it's something like very emotional for you, like a horror movie, for example, or something dramatic, and you get a little bit like emotional about this film, but guess what? You, at the end of the day, you understand that this is not reality. This is just a beautiful piece of art, yeah, but not reality. Similarly, you can train yourself to view this as, again, this piece of film, this movie, yeah? Because again, our mind does not understand the difference between reality and what we imagined. So you can use this to your advantage and imagine that what is happening right now is just not real, but is just in the movie theater. And then bit by bit, your mind is gonna think that, oh yeah, that is actually the truth. Like the more you give attention to something, the more you're gonna have it in your life. The more you're gonna feel that this is the reality. And in this case, this is fake. So in this case, it's gonna be, the new reality is gonna be that it's a movie theater. And when it's a movie theater, it does not touch you anymore. So the more you do this, the more you train yourself. And the more you train yourself, the easier it is going to be for you to be emotionally invulnerable, emotionally independent. This idea for the second tool was inspired by Vadim Zeland and his work, Reality Transurfing. So you can get more information from his books. Alright, now thank you very much for watching this video. I really appreciate you guys, and I hope this was helpful. And if it was, then please give it a like and consider subscribing for more videos like this. And if you have somebody that you think that this video might be beneficial to, then please share it with them. And if you have any questions or maybe suggestions, then please leave a comment down below. And here is the summary, and see you in the next one.